First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim, Rakak, Wadash. Yahweh is who this world ignorantly calls God. Yahawashi is who this world ignorantly calls Jesus. Bahashim means in the name, Rakah means spirit, and Quadash means holy. And that's all in the Paleo Hebrew. I also want to give double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. I wanted to play a quick video going into how a prophecy is unfolding. Right? Prophecy is unfolding right in front of our eyes. Okay, we're about to see a glimpse of that. Right? We have this chick here. We're pretty much, it looks like she might have the mark already. Right? The mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip. Right? She's over here flaunting about I have a chip in my wrist. Right? The government made me get it. I'm going to get my kid one, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and she does exactly what the prophecy says. Right? Hand and in the forehead. But before I start rambling, let's get the video.
No, you didn't. So, the military made us get the chip in our wrist. The military made us get the chip in our wrist. The military made us get the chip in our wrist. Like a little scar. It's a little scar right there. My husband doesn't believe me, so I'm going to play with my hand.
No, you don't.
Yes, I am. You have to have it in your wrist. So what I can do is connect my debit card to it.
You didn't pay?
Waiting for your transaction to complete.
What the fuck?
Yes, you do. He does not believe me. That's why I'm recording. You don't believe me. Give me this.
They been had that. You ain't never told me.
Baby, wait, you left the bag down here.
They been had.
You don't understand how far technology is coming. So I already saw the paperwork.
No.
Yes, we're gonna get one in our baby's wrist, but they can't get it until they're 3 years old.
All right. And you saw it right there, man. You heard that woman going into it, talking about how the government made her do it, right? And before I even start getting into it, a brother did make the point that this could be a skit, right? It could definitely be a skit, and she's just going over the Amazon One technology, right? But besides that fact, we're going to reach a point in time where it's not going to be a skit, right? This is actually going to be reality, and you won't be able to buy or sell without doing the same thing she did, waving her hand over that cashier. So, hey, as she was saying, the government made her do it, okay? So if she is in some type of army, right, Marine government program, they pretty much told her, hey, yeah, you can't partake in this anymore unless you get that chip, right? And the fact of that concept is that concept is going to go global, right? All your employers are going to tell you, you can't work for us unless you get that chip. You can't come buy food here unless you get that chip. You can't get water unless you get that chip, right? And it's going to go on and on and on the list of things you can't do, okay? Because we're entering a point in time where AI, right, technology is going to mix with the organisms, man. Or slug, there's a better word for that. AI technology is going to mix with the biological systems, right? Human and technology, right? It's going to be a technocracy. Search that word up, okay? And these devils, right, they're pushing forth their agenda, right? I saw another video today going into how you had the celebrity, right, that in her music video, all she was doing was shaking ass, right, popping her tits out, and she was running around scanning and paying for Gucci Dior with her head. Right. They had some black chick, right, Israelite, right, low-level goon, just running around, acting a fool, BBL, okay, big tits, make the dolled up, so-called, right, just running around and paying with their head, right, foreshadowing the things to come, right, and that's how they're going to get majority of the people is through these influencers, right, these influencers, they're going to take the bag and they're going to take it, okay, and they're going to influence people, right, in the word, they're going to influence people to take the chip, right, to conform to the NWO, the image of the beast. But let's hit the scriptures. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 12. It says, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon." Right, that beast is talking about this current rulership, right, which deals with America, NATO, and EU. Okay, says coming up out of the earth, and you have two horns like a lamb, right? That's talking about this current system that we have, right? You have the Republicans and the Democrats, left wing, right wing, but they're both part of the same bird, right? It doesn't matter if you vote Trump or Biden, right? The same things are gonna happen because the elite control everything, right? It doesn't matter if Michelle Obama enters the Democratic race and wins. The same things are going to happen is because the elites are controlling them, okay? That's why they be saying all these things before they get elected about they're going to pay off student loans and they're going to do this and that. But as soon as they become president, they do nothing, right? And the reason is because they don't have that power anymore, right? It was just gimmicks to get in that position of authority. But, hey, left wing, right wing, Democrats, Republicans, two horns like a lamb, part of that same animal. And he spake as a dragon, right? Going into the way this system rules, okay? And what is a dragon known for? Power, right? This system, hey, who's ruling the system? Esau Edom, the so-called white man, right? What was the blessing of Esau? The blessing of Esau was to rule by the sword, right? Isaac told him, hey, you shall live by thy sword, okay? And that's exactly what he does, right? He's gotten everything he has by the way of murdering, raping, robbing, and pillaging, okay, and taking identity of people, taking identity of other people, okay, and he does it over and over and over again, right? The deceiver, the wicked of the earth, right? And also spake as a dragon. You can link this to an Athenian governor called Draco, right? And the thing about Draco, right, that's where you get draconian laws, right? The thing about Draco is that for every single it doesn't matter if you stole a piece of candy or you murdered murdered someone, Salakia. You will receive the same judgment. You will receive the ultimate judgment, right? That's the draconian law. So he would put you to death for stealing a piece of candy. So, and that's the same way these devils rule, right? No mercy, straight judgment, right? Specifically on Jake, man, so-called Latinos, Negroes, and Native Americans. But it says, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Right? And that first beast is going into the ancient Roman Empire. Okay? And it says that which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Right? America is a spin image of pagan ancient Rome, man. The ancient Roman Empire. Right? That's where you get the idea of the Senate House. It goes back to the Romans, okay? You look on the idea of the Caesars, right? Presidents, same thing, right? The money, okay? You look on the quarter now, it's just the same thing, right? You had the Caesars back then on the money, now you just have some random Edomite, okay? Or some random dude they pick in there, right? Nothing has changed, okay? Same mentality about homosexuality, right? Same mentality about little boys, okay? Accepting all that bullshit, okay? Eating pork, that being a big fad. Nothing has changed, right? That's why it says that he causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, right? By doing the same acts, whose deadly wound was healed, right? Because the ancient Roman Empire fell, but it came back by the way of this beast, right? It came back by the way of this beast, okay? NATO, American, EU, resembling them. But let me turn off the car real quick. And let me make sure I can turn it back on. Yeah, it's chilling. But as I was saying, it says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Right, going into this technology he has. Right, you can actually make holograms that it looks like fire is coming down from the heavens, okay? And specifically, with this Neuralink, right? What he's about to do with the chip. Well, let's keep reading though, and I'm gonna get into it. It says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, right? The system, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. Right, and the image of the beast is the New World Order, right? One religion, one currency, one everything. Okay, that's their image. That's what they're looking up to, right? And if you don't bow down to that image, which the ultimate way of bowing down to that image is taking the chip, right? If you don't do that, they're going to put your ass to death, right? They're going to kill a lot of people. But I wanted to get the point that it says, and these deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, right? And that's going into what they're going to be able to do with that chip, right? And we're already seeing it, okay? Elon Musk with his Neuralink, the first person that has gotten successfully implanted, he's already able to play PS5 video games using his head, right? No controller, no joystick. He can play Mario Kart literally using his head. That's a miracle, right? And that Neuralink technology was actually made to make paraplegic people walk again, right? It was made to make blind people able to see again, right? And those are the miracles that they're going to use to deceive the masses to take that chip, right? The brother, he was going into how, hey, they might tell you can get your rod up again, right? For all these 70, right, guys in the 60s, 70s, 80s, that their shit hasn't worked in years, right? They might tell you, yup, if you take that chip, and your rod is gonna work like you're 15 years old, right? We're gonna stimulate your hormone system so your testosterone is at the max, right? They're literally gonna be able to perform miracles, and that's how they're gonna get everybody. And it says, and he had a power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and it caused that as many as not worship the image of the beast should be killed, right? The NWO. And this is the point. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay, that's exactly what we saw in that video, right? That woman had the example of the one in the hand. And if you search up Neuralink, that guy has the example of the one in the forehead. And it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Right? So without that technology, you're not going to be able to be part of society. You're not going to be able to buy or sell or do anything, okay, that your employers ask you of. Right? And it might get to the point where you might not even be it is going to get to that point. Right? It's going to get to the point where you're not going to be able to even enter a city, right, without that technology, right? Because 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, talks about it. 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 17 says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, right? And this has a variety of ways that can happen, martial law, right? But even just with this technology, right, them having a stricter enforcement, okay? Because people that are off the grid are going to be considered criminals, terrorists, right? Oh, no, you guys can't come to the city. We don't know if you're triple vaxxed, right? We don't know if you might have some pathogen that might infect all the people in here and you might commit some heinous act, right? So they're going to come with all that slander and say they don't trust you because you don't have the chip and you're not this and that and that and this and whatever they want to say. Okay, that's a reality. Right? That can happen. And it is going to happen. But let's get another scripture. Let's get never trust. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Right? And that's going into how this woman was talking about how the government made me do it. The government made me do it. Right? And you'll talk to a bunch of these Americans, right? And they're so consumed in the government. Right? I have a friend who I asked him, hey, do you think the government has your best interest in their mind? And he said, yeah, why wouldn't they? He said, yeah, why wouldn't they? I trust the government, right? And I was just thinking in my head, this guy knows nothing, man. This guy knows nothing. Right? Because once you start going down that rabbit hole of what's really going on, you realize that they never gave a shit to begin with, right? And the enemy of the Israelites are the Edomites, those in rulership right now, so-called white people. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take a good heed, and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his wrath hath not been altogether wiped away. Send him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Okay, so pretty much going into how, hey, though he humble himself in crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. Right, that's exactly what they're gonna do. Right, they're gonna humble down. Right, tell you no. Right, this is for your own benefit. Right, we're doing these things to actually help you guys, to get you guys out of the ghettos, right, out of the hoods, right, to bring better protection. Okay, this is your benefit, man. You don't want $4,000 every single month, right? Universal basic income. You don't want that money, man. Imagine how you can feed your children. Right? They're gonna come with all this emotional manipulation, right, to pretty much get you to take that chip, because they know that once you take that chip, hey, it's game over. Right? Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai has a hit list on your ass. Right? Let's read that in Revelation chapter 14. And I'll start at verse 9. It says, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture, into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." Right? And that's going into that nuclear destruction. Right? If you take that chip, you're going to catch a missile. Right? You have no spot for salvation. Your ass is through. Okay? Your ass is out of here. So, don't take that chip. Simply put, don't take that chip, because as soon as you take it, you have no shot. Right? No shot at all. But I want to get one more scripture. In Daniel. Right, this is Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25. And now there's another one, through peace. Right, it was Daniel 8 and 8. I'm tripping. This is Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25. It says, "And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand." Right, this is going into this current empire, man. Okay, through his policy, through his laws and legislations, that's how they make these things come to pass. Right? They justify their own wickedness that they make up by putting it on paper. And they tell you, oh, you're not following my laws? You know what the law says about that? Yeah, I'm going to put your ass to death. But it says that through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. Right? That's what we've been talking about. Right? He's going to come, seducing you, right? Telling you it's a good thing. Through peace he shall destroy many. But he shall also stand up against the prince of princes, Yahweh Shai, but he shall be broken without hand. Right? He ain't going to overcome. Right? That's why it says that Yahweh Shai, or there was a man of a higher stature, roughly paraphrasing, okay, with many crowns upon his head, being Yahweh Shai, taking those crowns from all these kings and establishing his rulership, which is going to happen. Right? 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Right? Esau, Edom right now is ruling this earth. Right? And after this goes down, this current Roman infrastructure, American, Babylonian, Egyptian, whatever mixture, after this all goes down, Jacob, which is the Israelites, are going to be ruling forever. And that's on prophecy. That's on Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So I want to make a quick video going over that, back to the basics, right? And just hand the milk scriptures, the foundation. Because that's what it's all about, man, is that foundation. When shit hits the fan, you need to remember scriptures like these. They have to be ingrained line upon line, precept upon precept, right? So when that tribulation comes, you say, nah, I remember this was going to happen in 2 Ezra 16. I remember that shit. Yeah, it talks about it in Revelation 13. Right? I remember he said he was going to put many to death. Revelation chapter 20, right? Those martyrs. So, these are the things we have to constantly go over and over again, so we don't get caught lacking. We don't get caught by surprise, right? And we prepare our minds day in and day out. So hopefully this is edifying. With that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Rakak Radash, and double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of a great millstone that taught me this truth. Shalom to you, Shalom.